Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. The next 10 minutes are inspired by a math problem and a tutoring packet. I hope you enjoy it. Welcome to the engine. There are a lot of math problems in the work that we go through. We do a ton of them. There's math all over the SAT. There's math all over the ACT. You can't avoid it. It's just a fact of life. And not all of them are terrible. Some of them are actually pretty straightforward. But there are some 100% that screw people up. And there's just no avoiding it. Now, I have the good fortune of having gone through these problems hundreds and thousands of times. So I know how basic they are. And I always tell people this, especially when we come to a tricky one that has a really simple solution. I say, hey, look, this is actually really easy. Don't even worry about it. I actually use some much more colorful language than that, but I won't share that with you right now. The point is, I always tell people, look, forget this problem. Don't even worry about it. Let me show you. It's going to be so basic. And I do. I show them the problem. And 9 times out of 10, we get to the end, they're like, oh, yeah, that's really easy. If they want, I set up an additional drill. Say, hey, look, do this drill. Do this drill. Do these 10 problems that are exactly like this. It's going to go by so fast, you're not even going to think about it again. And then, lo and behold, later on, they nail it. This is how I work with people. Because when something's easy to me, I always believe that it can be easy for other people. And I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong, by the way. This isn't like the gotcha moment where it's like, but I do believe that. Okay, if I'm doing a math problem and I explain it to somebody, 99 times out of 100, if I explain it to them enough, they're like, oh, this really is easy. Now, there is the occasional person who just is really struggling, let's say with math, okay? Really struggling with math, really struggling with the foundations of math. Maybe they had a really bad experience in elementary school or something happened and they missed these large swaths of their mathematical education. But barring that person, the other 99 people, they usually get to the point where like, hey, yeah, this is a basic thing. And I do this with everything. I do it with sports, right? When I'm training people for jiu-jitsu, I say, hey, look, this is easy. Let me just explain it to you. And they get it. They're like, oh, that's way easier than I thought it was. Yeah, that's right. However, here it is. Let me be really clear. I do think it's easy for people. I do. I 100% do. And I think the things I do could be easy for other people. Every member of my family at one point or another was surprised by my tutoring. My little tutoring business. Now, again, when I started, I was fresh out of college. I was 22. I did not take business classes. I did not have business education growing up from my parents or anything. I mean, I picked up little tiny things here and there, but nothing. No like standard business ethics or standard business principles, anything like that. And I started doing really well with tutoring. In large part because I was enthusiastic, I knew math, I knew English, I like teaching, that helps, right? And I just went out and did it. Every member of my family, my siblings, at one point or another, asked me if I could help them get into tutoring as well. Overwhelmingly, without fail, I said, absolutely. Absolutely. No problem at all. This is easy. Now, I would explain what I did. Okay, younger guy, had a resume, and tutored at the tutoring center, got a hold of these college counselors in the area and just introduced myself, took them out to lunch. Super basic. Explained what I do, explained the value I could bring, and they were like, wow, that's great. They referred people to me. I got business. It was that easy. It was like, this is really straightforward. It's not a big deal. You just do a good job and business comes. Without fail, not a single one of them actually made it. Now, I thought this was a failure on my side. Okay, one of my siblings was like, "Hey, I would really like to work out of this your tutoring, the SAT program." I said, "Absolutely." Send it to them, made it happen. Hey, gave instructions, followed up with them. Hey, is this making sense? This is all you have to do. Like go through the packet. I'll even come explain this stuff to you. No problem. Spoon fed it. All of which didn't happen to me. I essentially purchased a packet from a larger tutoring company that I had a connection to and figured it out on my own, and I was off and running. But again, I was trying to help my siblings. And I think one of the biggest problems that I ran into is that I told them it was easy. Now, again, for the third time, I believe it is easy. The material, once you know it, is not bad at all. Once you really understand it, go over each problem 5 times. That's not a big deal. If you've got 100 problems you got to get through in a day with somebody, and that's a lot of problems, by the way. That's too many. But you got, let's say, 50 problems. Go through each of those 5 times. You're going to know them like the back of your hand. It's easy. Have a couple different explanations ready for each problem. It's easy. Understand the content. Easy. This is the SAT. This is not rocket science. But easy means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. When I say that tutoring is easy, I mean I'm a 38-year-old man, and I know basic grammar, I know basic algebra, algebra 2, trig, I know calculus, I know writing really well, I know reading strategies, I know this stuff. That's what makes it easy to me. But there are other aspects of it that I failed to talk about. The first time I picked up the phone to call the college counselor, my hand was shaking so bad. I was standing in my tiny, 300 square foot apartment. It was a Friday afternoon. I had been putting this off all week because I was so scared. I had no mentor. I had no guide. I was cold calling this grown woman. I was 22. I had no idea what to say. And I just had to force myself to do it. Just by sheer will. I just dialed the number and was like, "Oh, my name is Matt Todd. I want to take you out to lunch." It was ridiculous. And I did not get a great reception. It was 3:30 on a Friday. She was like, "This is an inappropriate time to call. It's a Friday evening." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'll call you on Monday." It wasn't even easy. Once I got on the phone, a lot of people say, once I dialed, it was fine. No, it wasn't like that. It was, I had to call her back, and a couple people I had to call twice to go meet with. Again, no guide, no mentor, just persistence. And I try not to focus on all the things that made it difficult. I try to focus on all the reasons why it's easy. The material's easy. The kids are great. I love teaching. It's easy. It's all easy. But I think telling people, especially my siblings, that it's all easy, I think that's a mistake. I think when you set expectations for somebody, that an endeavor is going to be easy, then they think every aspect of it will be easy. Not just the content, not just the calling. Maybe it's the parents, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. And when I take a step back and really outline the difficulties with it, I can make a very good argument for this is all really, really hard. It's hard knowing what to say to a really anxious parent worried about their kid. It's hard to know what to say when a kid says, "Hey, I don't even want to be here. I'm just being forced to be here." How do you bring that kid around and inspire them and drive them back into the work and get them going? It's hard being young and trying to talk to grown adults and convince them that they should, for some unknown reason, refer their professional clients to you. That's a hard thing to do. But it just comes down to who you are. What does easy mean to you? Easy to me means I'm not going to focus on all the things that were hard. I'm going to focus on all of the ways it was easy. If somebody tells me something is easy, I'm going to look for the parts of it that are easy. I'm not going to be shocked by the parts of it that are hard. That's it. Almost everybody I've ever helped or tried to help become a tutor, maybe this is on me, but the vast majority of them, when I told them it was easy, the second they interacted with some aspect of it that was hard, it was over. Sometimes it was just picking up the book. Sometimes it was just picking up the program that I had given them. Like, this is my program. I made it. They're like, I don't know. It's too intimidating. I still stand by that things are easy. I still stand by that math problems are easy. Grammar concepts are easy. I stand by that. I don't think it's wrong to tell people that things are easy. But I also think that you need to help them when you say it's easy. You need to help them see all of the reasons it is easy. And look, if somebody can't handle a little difficulty, if they can't handle a little adversity, if they can't handle a little bump in the road, a little 5-problem drill set, if they can't handle a difficult phone call, then you know what? Maybe the things that are easy and rewarding are not for them. I'm Matt Todd, and this is The Engine That Drives Me. Go out and crush it.